Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our talk today. Um, our topic today is aromatherapy, essential oils, health coaching, and how essential oils can help us with our health. And our beautiful guest today is Sister Azlena from Singapore, mashallah. So we have morning here in UK and you have like afternoon 5 p.m. in Singapore, right?
Yes, that's right, Mr.
Assalamu
Baba.
alaikum. Welcome, welcome. It's lovely that we can connect like this, across the globe. Really.
Yes,
MashaAllah, that's really cool. So,
Alhamdulillah.
um, I know that you are very passionate about the essential oils, about aromatherapy, and that you are also a health coach, focusing on supporting women going through cancer. But if you can, I just kind of leave it usually to the guests to introduce themselves, what you do, and what was your journey? How did you get to this point? Why did you start doing what you're doing?
Mhm. Okay, thank you so much, Sister Barbara, for the kind introduction. I am really honored and I'm really grateful to be here. And thank you again, Sister Barbara, for the invitation. It is truly something that I'm really grateful for. And it's amazing to see, sisters, as you say, from the other side of the globe, because it's like something different for me to be able to share, to sisters from other than Singapore, even our region here in Asia. So Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah.
So my story actually is a very long story, but I just will cut it short in a view of time and respecting everybody's space and time. But I was actually diagnosed with cancer like 10 years ago. So it was a very difficult journey for me. And I took time to process and I took time to hibernate. I went through all that. So I hibernated for, I think, about 3 to 4 years,
SubhanAllah.
just trying to process things, trying
Mm,
not to see people and just be by myself, you know. Um, I think for some people it may be difficult. I understand that. It was difficult for me when I was going through that, but now looking back at those times, I must say that it was one of the most beautiful journeys in my life.
oh,
Most
SubhanAllah.
beautiful. I could not have planned it any better. So it's just normal, I guess, for humans, right? When we are in that difficulty, we always think, oh my God, it's like so hard, it's so difficult. But just have that mindset that, this everything in life does not last. It's everything's temporary,
Mm,
right? So when you have that mindset, it's easier for you to go through things.
mm,
So I guess for me is I had a very, I don't know whether it's accepting heart or whether I was surrendering, or because I was helpless, I don't know what to do. So I just surrender. Allah, I surrender to you. If what you give me is not that you're angry with me, then I'm okay. I'm surrendering to, whatever you have decreed for me. Because at one point when I was in ICU, I had that mindset. I didn't know what else to do. I cannot ask for help. And I think, at my lowest lows, that I didn't know who to ask for help except Allah.
mm, SubhanAllah.
Right? So that is where I begin to accept my journey. I just begin to surrender. I just lay down there and like, doctors, do anything you want me to do. So I guess that began my journey. And I think as I progress, there were challenges here and there. But there, of course, there are times when I cried a lot and I'm like disappointed with myself. I'm angry with myself, angry with others. So it's really a roller coaster. It's really a
Yeah,
roller coaster.
yeah.
So I don't want to, like share the bad things too much, because I think at the end of the day, my journey comes to this, which is now 10 years later. I was saying in my heart, like, MashaAllah, I'm still here after 10 years.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, yes, but I am saying that there must be something that I need to do. There is something that Allah wants me to do or to share because, I mean, that's what we are in this world, to have a purpose, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's where I think I found my purpose.
Oh, mashallah.
That's where I found my purpose. And my purpose is to help other women, to get out from adversities or to go through their wellness struggles with peace in their heart, with acceptance, and to find joy, because
Yeah.
that is what life is. You find the joy, and once you find the joy, it's easy for you to go through life.
Oh, mashallah. That's very nice. Yeah, and I completely resonate with that because I believe that having joy in life is one of your biggest healing tools. Really, if you don't have any joy, it's gonna affect your whole health, physical and mental. So, yeah, that's really really lovely. And how does the aromatherapy come into all this journey?
Okay, so like I think during the tail end of chemotherapy,
Mm,
I chanced upon essential oils because I was
mm,
curious. And because for me also, I'm like taking control of my healing journey. I know I went the Western way with all the chemotherapy, the other therapies, the physio, everything. But in my mind, in my heart, I was saying that I cannot be relying on medication all my life. So there
mm,
must be something to support me. So
yeah,
I was thinking that I have to go natural, So I did some reading and then I chanced upon essential oils and more reading and more research. And once I use the products and I say, MashaAllah, this is it. So throughout my like 10 years healing journey, I balance Western medication and also natural therapies, which is aromatherapy and also essential oils. And I find that they work well together in a sense because
mm,
when you're going through treatments, your body gets weak,
mm,
my cells die and and all that. So our bodies need supplementation and natural therapies to build up all the cells. So I find it works well hand in hand, and so that's why my love for aromatherapy began.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. I really love what you said, and I think that's really important message that we all who work in the holistic world want to spread, that the natural, the holistic can be done alongside with the
Mm,
Western, with the mainstream
mm,
healthcare, right? It doesn't have to be one or the other. We don't fight. We can work really well alongside, and sometimes that's actually what is needed because sometimes we do need the surgeries and the chemo
mm,
and antibiotics and all of these things, but that doesn't mean we can't use herbs as well, essential oils or other things, right?
mm,
So I think
mm,
this is really really important thing that we need to um, share with the women out there. Use
mm,
both because one can help you on some level and the other can help
mm,
you on another level, and
mm.
together it kind of helps the whole body in a more holistic way, right? So
True.
that's really really beautiful message. um, so now for the women who haven't heard about aromatherapy and essential oils before, what actually is aromatherapy?
So I think probably in a nutshell, I mean, it's like layman language. So aromatherapy is the intentional use of essential oils. Basically, we use a lot of essential oils to support our physical, our emotional, and also our mental well-being. It addresses all aspects of the human psyche in that sense. And it's not just the pleasant scent, of course. Like even for me, I replace all my perfumes with essential oils. And the best thing is because I can just make them at any time according to what I'm in the mood for. But of course, like the results that I've seen after using oils for all these years, and mashallah, it doesn't seem to it's really amazing. I don't have the word for it unless you like experience it yourself, because people like say just like a liquid from a bottle, right? You can't, it's just a liquid. I mean, how much power that it has, but I find that anything that is created by Allah itself, I think that is the cure that sometimes we overlook.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so, how would you describe essential oils? What are the essential oils? Where do they come from? How are they made? And how are they different from using the whole plant? Like, for example, if you have lavender essential oil and using lavender as a plant, as a herb, what's the difference?
So basically, there are three methods of um, getting essential oils. So basically, I think it's the same with homeopathy and also herbalism, because I think we use the plant parts, which can be the trees itself, the barks, the stems, the leaves, the flowers. But there are three methods for essential oils. One of them is steam distillation. This is the common method. And then because it uses steam to release the aromatic compounds. And then there's also the carbon dioxide extraction,
Mm-hmm.
which is the most gentlest method, but it can be a bit expensive. And also there is the cold expression method. So it's used for most of the citrus peels, oils like lemon, orange, tangerine. So all these citrus oils, and you might think that citrus is just normal, right? But citrus, mashallah, it's so simple, but it helps with so many things. And like for me personally, when I was going through COVID, like the first few years, because keep caught in the house, right? You cannot go out. I was feeling very like panicky and I don't know what to do. So I had lemon in front of me and I just inhaled it. And like almost immediately, I think my mindset or my mind becomes like, and my breathing also becomes a bit lighter. I feel a bit I felt like the heavy burden was lifted. So it just, I can't quite explain it because I'm not a scientist, first of all. So I'm not also a doctor. So I cannot explain it that way, but I just can explain it from the way I experience it. And I think when you ask about the difference between, all the other methods of using plants, I think for essential oils, why is it different? Is because we are using the volatile parts of the plant. So that means the volatile parts is the parts of the plant where the scent is being carried. And this volatile part is like, it's almost like, jumping molecules. So when you open up a essential oil bottle and then you can have that scent, that is the volatile molecule of the oil which is jumping around the room and where you can smell that scent. It comes from that volatile
Mm.
part. Yeah.
Jumping around the room, I like that.
Yes, it jumps because and that's why, because when you apply essential oils, it will just evaporate very fast.
Yeah,
That's the reason, because it jumps around. So
yeah,
it does not stay long
yeah, yeah,
on our skin. That's how volatile it is.
yeah. And I suppose it's much more concentrated, right? The essential oils than if you have like a herbal tea or something.
Yes, it's very much concentrated. So that's why I think there is also the safety when you want to use essential oils,
Mm.
because you need to know, like which essential oil is safe to just put neat. When I say neat on the skin, that means you can just apply directly. Or some essential oils you need to dilute with
Mm.
other carrier oils so that it does not like be spicy on your skin, because some people have like sensitive skin. So that is also very important to know actually.
That's a really important thing that I think a lot of people actually don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That essential oils, you have to dilute them, and
Mm-hmm.
there is like a rule or something to the dilution. It's not like you put as many drops as you like. That it has to be a bit thought through, and you have to be a bit careful about it. So can you tell us a little bit more about the safety of using essential oils? And yeah, let's talk about the safety of using them first, and then we can talk about how to find the like good quality essential oils, because that is important as well.
Yeah, yes, definitely. So, how do we find good quality essential oils? Thinking that, I think when we see that so many brands out there,
Mm,
for me personally, I don't know about other brands because I don't use them. But I've heard of people saying that if they applied some oils on their skin, then they get some like burns or anything, right? So that is why sometimes we need to know exactly about the labeling of the oils. Okay, because not all essential oils are created the same.
mm,
Because different
yeah.
companies have different methods or different ways of extraction. So that are some factors that we need to look at. And also the species or the chemotype of the plant itself, because this plant comes from different kind of seeds, right? So different kind of seeds could be different properties, different types of plant product at the end. So that also affects the quality of the oil. And then there's also the growing conditions,
Mm,
how or where they grow the plants. And the
yeah, yeah.
soil, the soil, whether the soil that they use are like full of nutrients or whether the soil is an old soil or used soil,
Mm,
that affects the quality of the plant as well. And of course, the third one I was mentioning was the extraction method. So how did they extract the oil? Because there are so many methods out there, and if they are not like have any standards, they could just do anyhow, and we won't know, exactly what goes through the process because it's a very, very delicate process. And also the adulteration. Okay, one of
yeah.
the most common things we found about essential oils is the way that some companies may put filters or other substances and then they just say essential oil.
Oh,
I
synthetic compounds, right? They,
Yes,
they they put
yes,
synthetic compounds in there,
correct.
which
Synthetic
makes it
compound.
cheaper, isn't it?
Precisely. That was what I wanted to say. When you see essential oils, which is cheaper, and other oils, which is like slightly like probably 50 over, right? And you're wondering, what's the difference? They both say lavender, but what different prices, right? That is why the adulteration comes in because some companies will put other filters or other substances inside.
Mm,
And sadly to say, there is no regulatory board that regulates essential oil
mm,
labeling. So you can see like organic, or you can see like therapeutic grade, or you can see like natural, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
it doesn't say anything about the oil. It does not say. You have to look at the label, like where is the oil from? What it When you see that the oil has a scientific name, that is something that you can actually trust. But you have like something name which is not scientific, that is not something that you can trust. So that's where good quality oil matters. And for me personally, what I've been using for like past 7 years is oils from Young Living. Only Young Living for me because I have like people given me some other oils, like even lavender. Lavender, I think is the common oil, right? Everybody has like sniffed a lavender before, right? But when I, compare lavender, which is from Young Living, and other lavender from other brands, I can immediately say, no, they have put something in that lavender. It's not lavender scent. Because the lavender
yeah,
scent from Young Living is very, very concentrated. That sometimes for people who have not used it before, they say that it's too strong for them. But that is the real
yeah,
lavender. For Young Living, we don't put anything except the plant compounds from the plant itself. So
yeah,
that is where the difference matters.
yeah, yeah. That's so, so true. When I was studying aromatherapy
Mm-hmm,
with Niels Yard here in UK,
mm-hmm,
we went for like a field trip to lavender farm, or
mm-hmm.
yeah, so and they were making their own, lots of big lavender fields, and they were making their own lavender essential oil. That was something different. Wow, it was so strong, so potent.
Yes.
um so yeah, and they were also making frankincense. Obviously they don't grow frankincense here.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
import it from, I think, from Oman, they said.
Oh, that's
Um,
the highest quality,
yeah,
Barbara.
yeah, yeah. But again,
Mm-hmm.
when you open the bottle, we were able to kind of smell the fresh one when
Uh-huh.
it's coming out of
Uh,
the production. Wow,
wow.
that was something out of this world completely. But yeah, and like what you said about where it grows, that's also very important because there is a difference in smell if you smell a lavender that grows on a field, I don't know, in UK, and lavender that was grown somewhere in France where it's more
Mm-hmm.
sunny, much better conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or, for example, rose. We love going to Bulgaria
Mm-hmm.
skiing, and Bulgaria is known for rose essential oil.
Yeah.
They have big, like, I don't know, farms or what you call it, where they grow
Mm-hmm.
roses.
Mm-hmm.
Their essential oil from roses, again, that's like you can smell it and this is the real thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely not cheap at all.
Yes.
Even if you buy it there, let alone if you buy it here when it's imported, right?
Mm-hmm.
But subhanallah. So yeah, it is really, really important to pay attention to these things, the labeling and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, at least in this industry, cheap usually means poor quality. So yeah, it costs some money, but if you want a good quality oil, that's what you need to go with,
Yeah.
right? And
Correct.
can we speak now to the safety of the oils in terms of if you actually get the cheap one, how it can affect you or not help you, or and maybe a little bit about dilutions for different ages and things like that.
Yeah, that's where, sometimes do you like often see companies saying like maybe there's a warning on the label, be careful, don't apply directly, right? I think we have seen those on some labels, and I think that's the reason for them telling that is because their oils are filled with filters or other synthetics. That is the only time when you are using essential oils and the filters or other harmful substances in the oil can affect you adversely. That is one point for safety. Another point is also because you were mentioning about the potent essential oils when we smell them, right? Because some essential oils um, are really potent from the smell, you can tell, and also potent when you apply on your skin because our skin is very, very sensitive. Okay, even for
Mm,
those who are not like super sensitive skin. So different parts of our body have super sensitive skin, like maybe our thighs and everything. But for me personally, if you want to apply essential oils and how to test it is your inner arm. Inner arm here, and also under the soles of your feet, because the soles of your feet, the skin is so thick, right? Sometimes you won't
yeah,
feel anything. So
yeah.
yeah, so usually if you want to test between these two, where the soles or where the skin is very thick, you can test it there. Okay. But yeah, for safety wise, application you have to also like certain oils, like lavender is basically, I think it's known to be very gentle. So there is no like side effects or after effects for lavender, even if you apply it neat, just direct from the
Mm,
bottle, I find that's fine. But for some citrus oils, okay, citrus oils especially, you are not advised to like, well, after you apply the essential oils, you go out and expose yourself to the sun because these citrus oils are photosensitive. So that means when you apply to your skin and then you expose yourself to the sun, there could be some reaction. But then again,
mm,
it depends on everyone's sensitivities. It might not be that way, but it's just advisable. Like if you going out, maybe you like should maybe like wear a hat or just cover yourself. But even for me, I still use lemon like in my face serum. I find I'm like immune to lemon already. So I use face serum, lemon in my face serum, and I just go out. It does not affect me, perhaps in that sense, but for some people, it has. So I guess it depends on person to person basis. Yeah, and one thing about lemon, another quality about lemon, it helps to brighten skin. So for
mm,
people who wants to have a natural skincare routine, they can use lemon for that. And then because of that safety, it's also advisable for kids like below 2 even, not to start using essential oils at the age, but they can use it slowly. They can by using dilution. And actually, I have a dilution chart that I've prepared. Perhaps I can share that,
Yeah,
Barbara.
yeah. Let's see.
Okay, let me just bring this up. So,
You should be able to share the screen from your end.
okay, just give me a moment. I'm just pulling it up.
That's fine. But yeah, with the babies, I think that's the thing that people often don't realize, that natural, you still need to be careful. Natural does not necessarily mean safe for everyone every time,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
especially for babies we need to be really careful. So I usually recommend not to use any essential oils for the first 3 months at all, and after that very, very slowly, very gently, and always do a skin patch test before you apply on like a bigger area of the body. So that's
Yeah.
really, really important. But yeah, if not necessary, then don't use them.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So I think also depends on mothers. So some moms know their babies better, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
they know how the skin will react. So like yeah, everything before you try to apply, just test it out first. So can you see my screen, Barbara?
Yeah, we can
Okay.
see it.
Okay, so this is my little guide on how to use essential oil for kids. So I have here for a roller, okay. For a roller, usually because we use a roller because it's easier to apply and because the
Mm,
top is you just take out the bottle and can just apply. So this is like the dilution ratios. So like for, I think this is a 15 ml roller bottle. So
mm-hmm.
for the ages 0 to 3 months, if you still want to try use on your babies, you just put 1 drop. 1 drop is enough because it is
Yeah.
so potent. So as it goes along, then you can increase the drops. But of course, just be mindful, after you apply to your babies or your kids, just see, observe if there's any reaction to the skin. And if there is, then I advise that you maybe stop applying or just give it some time before you start to try to apply again. And then also for here, I think this is just explanation or clarification about the dilution itself. Yeah, like for newborn to 2 years, I mean, like just minimal use.
Mm,
Or sometimes even for lavender. Okay, I had like some people in my team because we have a team for our young living users. Some people have saying that for babies, they even just take lavender and they just let it around the baby when she's crying or having some kind of annoyance, just put it on the nose. And after a while, the baby will just settle down and stop
mm.
crying.
Yeah,
So you
it's
can
very
use,
calming oil, isn't it? So
yes, it's very
yeah,
calming. So if you want to try just that way, you don't apply, but just it like,
just smelling.
just smelling. Yeah, just smelling. I think that is the best introduction because it's not invasive. You're not going through the skin. Just
Yeah.
let the baby smell it. So, and also there's other oils here to avoid for newborns, eucalyptus, basil. I think all of those are actually hot oils like juniper and peppermint, basil, the wintergreen hot oils. So
Mm,
it's not to recommend it to use that. And then for this one is for 2 to 6 years old. So you can slightly like 1/4 of the concentration. So you can put slightly more of the oil depending on the dilution ratios which I have shown above. And then there are also some, also just to be mindful of sensitivities if you have been using it on your child. And then also as the kid grows older, so once they have, and also the immunity is stronger, right? So they
yeah.
have, uh, you know, um, they are more strong to resist something, so they can actually have more essential oils, but also as then again for any sensitivities, it's advisable that you observe. And then I also have here like a blend, I mean like some recommended blends for kids, like back to school, for them to calm down and everything. So for this, Barbara, I am actually offering to whoever joins our little class today, I will be sending out to them if they can just, if they are here, then I will just send it to them if I can have their email addresses.
Okay.
Yeah. So all this, I will just send it to them in a PDF format. So it's easier for them to see and also to
Yeah.
refer, in case if they want to explore.
Okay, mashallah, that's very generous. Thank you so much.
No worries.
But yeah, I think it's really important to stress that little takes you quite far. So one drop is often more than enough, especially for little babies and also for women in pregnancy or breastfeeding. You also need to reduce the dilution a little bit, just because of the sensitivities and because you're around the baby and all of that.
Mhm.
So yeah, one drop is like, it's like liquid gold, these oils, right? So one drop is so much.
Yeah.
Subhanallah. That's how concentrated these oils are. That's what makes them so different and so much more potent than if you make like a herbal tea, for example. So, and that's why we also need to be a bit um, more careful when using them, like treating them with respect, really.
Mm. Yes,
Right.
I
So,
totally agree.
so we talked about all the safety, where the oils come
Mhm.
from, and all of
Mhm.
that. What are some of the, let's say, main areas
Mhm.
where you think women can use essential oils like in their everyday?
Okay. How do I stop sharing this?
Uh, there should be a button at the
Oh,
bottom, stop
okay, okay.
share.
I've got it.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you, Barbara.
no, that's
Okay.
okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. For ladies, are you talking about those having like menopause or perimenopause?
Anything like in, let's say in everyday life,
Oh, everyday
how do
life.
you use your oils in everyday life, or how can everybody, regardless of health issues, how can
Mhm.
we use essential oils in everyday life?
Well, basically, I think for me, because like okay, we are coaches and we do a lot of things. We multitask a lot. Sometimes my focus also go all over the place. So one of the things I rely on my oils is to restore my focus. So restore my focus and enabling me to concentrate on the task at hand so that my mind will be scattered, because I think I've mentioned in earlier on sorry, that oils will help our emotions, our mental state. So that is what I am relying on them to get my mind together. So I usually use peppermint for that. I will just have a breathwork practice in the morning, then I will inhale peppermint and also apply it. And peppermint also has other uses, which is for a tummy upset or your tummy is not feeling good. I would definitely use peppermint for that. And then another one that I usually use also is lemon. As I mentioned just now, lemon is in my face serum. Yeah, I make most of my skincare. I make my toner, I make my hairspray, I make my hair oil. So basically, I'm like making all these things because I know what's the ingredients in the products that I use. And that is very important as a cancer patient because
Mm,
whatever I apply, my skin will absorb and will go into the bloodstream. And I don't want that.
yes.
So lemon is also in my face serum for for brightening skin. And lemon also helps with, your mental state, for you to feel a bit motivated, to feel refreshed. If you feel like you are overwhelmed, lemon is the one that will uplift you as well. And of course, lavender. I mean, who does not use lavender, right? Lavender is for, winding down after a long day at work. Also, like if I have any bruises or oil splashes when I cook in the kitchen, that often
Yeah, yeah.
happens. I just put a drop of that in lavender, because how lavender works is it works on the cellular level of the skin. So I don't apply anything when I have cuts or burns or even bruises. I just apply lavender, and it just
Mm,
does its work.
yeah.
So that is what I use. And what other? Yeah, so basically that is the everyday things that I use. I even add lavender to my shower gel in the morning, just or in the when the times for shower, I just put it inside to give me that relaxing, like spa-like feeling. So it's within my control. Whatever oils I have, I can like add it, or I can like add more oils, or I can change the scent of the oil to suit my mood. So that is in a nutshell how I use my essential oils.
That's really, really amazing that you make everything yourself. So maybe we can explain, if you want to make your own products,
Mhm.
um, you also need to know, but and also because we talked about the diluting of the essential
Mm,
oils, what
mhm,
do you dilute it in? Obviously,
mm.
not in water, right? We need to
Oh,
stress that you can't dilute oil in water.
yeah.
So maybe we should explain a little bit about that. Like, what do you use to dilute the essential
Yes.
oils?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think you overlooked that part. Okay. So when we dilute with carrier oils. So carrier oils are like the oils that you find in your kitchen. Even olive oil is a carrier oil. Sweet almond oil, or even fractionated coconut oil. So coconut oil is not the normal coconut oil that we cook with, because that one can harden. But fractionated coconut oil will just stay liquid all the time. So that is my common go-to for carrier oil. And then you can also use jojoba oil. Okay, jojoba oil is the one I use for my skin, because jojoba has the same has the similar structure as our natural skin sebum. So that
Mm.
is what I use. Believe it or not, Barbara, before this, I had oily skin. Before I was using essential oils, I had oily skin. I had like pimples everywhere, right? So when I use essential oils, when I started using my face serum, I use jojoba oil, and I use like tea tree oil to calm down all the pimples and acne. And then I also use like eucalyptus, so to calm down the skin. And then as I progress, I change the oils to lavender, even geranium, and then even some cedarwood. Cedarwood is also good for skin regeneration, basically.
Mm.
I know I can talk about all you can never end because there are so many things you can do. I think for people who are just starting out, just keep it simple. Use essential oils, which is basic lemon, peppermint, and lavender, even cedarwood is a basic oil. And then use carrier oils. And then because when you use carrier oils, you also like extend the shelf life of the oil, because like in a 10 ml bottle, you can use about 10 drops. And then like for me, the skin serum will last maybe about 3 weeks to 4 weeks, because I don't put any preservative there. So you have to use it within that time frame. But of course, just to mention here also, for essential oils, there is no shelf life. It does not go back, except that when you store it, it's away from direct light and away from dust. So for my oil, I keep it sealed in a box, like in a wooden box, so that it
Mm.
is not light that can penetrate through, because some oils will just evaporate because they are volatile, right? Because they jump
Yeah, yeah.
out. Yeah, so that's what. And then like for my face toner, how I make it is I use witch hazel. Witch hazel, if you add with essential oils, it will because oil and water does not mix. So witch hazel will help to um, combine the oils and the water together if I make
Mm.
them for my hair oil or my hairspray. So for hairspray, I will use water. Usually I use mineral water because it's cleaner. And then I add like maybe a couple drops of the oil and also add about uh, 2, 3 drops of witch hazel because the witch hazel will help to combine the oils with water, and then I just shake it up before I use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. That's very lovely. One thing that I remembered we didn't cover when we talked about the safety was if there are any like specific precautions or oils that
Mhm.
should not be used in pregnancy, for example, or breastfeeding. I think
Mhm.
that's a really, really important thing to
Mhm.
talk about because obviously we've got lots of pregnant ladies in our community
Mhm. Mhm.
and they want to use natural things. But again, not everything is safe for everyone at every point in their
Mhm.
life. So, and pregnancy is quite a specific um, phase of life
Yes.
uh, where lots of things might not be exactly safe.
Yes, totally understand that. And I guess it's really important, you know, when you know which oils are safe to use and which oils are not, because we go through seasons of life, right? So for pregnancy, I'm just trying to, you know, put a blanket because it can be you can be at any trimester or any stage of pregnancy, but just to be safe, there are also avoid is clary sage, camphor, parsley seed, wintergreen, uh, I think even peppermint. I think most of the hot oils, when I mention hot oils here, means oils that will give you a little bit of sting when you apply. For me, for like peppermint, it does have a little bit of sting. For me, it's good because it gives me the wake up, you know, it gives me that focus, uplifting thing. But you don't want that for any pregnant ladies out there, right? So that is the oil that you should actually avoid. And then you can, there are some oils which is like towards the middle brown kind, but you can use it diluted,
Mm-hmm.
which is like lavender, chamomile, citrus oils, because some citrus oils also can be very potent. I think even for lemon, some people might, like if they have sensitive skin, it can be quite stingy or spicy
Mm.
on skin as well. So that is also good to be careful about. Geranium and ylang ylang. Ylang-ylang, so it's one potent essential oil, but it's also good for health. But because we are going through this season of life, I think it's better that if we want to use it, we should be, either diluting it or even like avoid it altogether. I mean, inhaling is fine because you can inhale, it will not affect anything. Probably it will affect your emotions. You will feel like lighter, you feel happier, right? But if talking about application, I probably would think, I would probably mull over that a bit and see if I really need it.
Yeah, yeah. And in terms of dilution, it's also always lower dilution, like 1% or
Mm,
something in pregnancy, right? Rather than
yes,
the normal what you would have for adult in other
yes,
times. Amazing. Um, let's digress a little bit from the aromatherapy and talk a little bit more about your coaching as well, because that's that's a really lovely thing that you're doing, and I'd love to hear more about it myself. So, um, what kinds of women or situations do you support or do you typically work with in your coaching sessions?
okay. So I think when I started coaching like 3 years ago, uh, I was focused mainly on women who are either affected with cancer, either they are going through cancer, they are a caregiver, or they are like recovering from cancer. But I think over the years, I have other women who come to me with other challenges. So it does not have to be cancer. Like even my other clients are going through other illnesses, but I have helped them as well because I think when people are going through all these challenges, I think what is mostly affected besides the body, besides physically, which is obvious, their mindset is affected, their emotions are affected. So I began to focus more on that, the mindset, emotions, your mental health, because when you are unwell, your mind is running all over the place. You cannot focus. You imagine things, and because things are unknown to you, it's like totally new. It's a new thing, and you get confused, you get lost, you get overwhelmed. So I coach this woman because I've been there. I know
Mm.
how to feel, and it's basically just a part of their journey. Barbara, usually I was telling um my clients, right, my coaches, I'm telling them about just like the process of a diamond. Like when you see the diamond, when they've just dug it out from the earth, it's not a diamond, it's just a rock or a
Rock.
stone. Yeah, it's a rock. Nobody will know that it's a diamond, right? But
Exactly.
yeah,
It's so ugly.
nobody will want that, right? But they go through a tough process of cutting, of polishing, of so many painful things. In the end, they became a diamond. So that is exactly what we're going through our wellness challenges. We are going through this process in order to make us more beautiful. It's a process where I think for us basically as humans, it's a process where we start to see our inner growth, our inner capability, our potential, our superpower, which all of us have. So that is where my coaching has evolved through the years. But of course, my specialty is in coaching like women who go through cancer, but basically any woman who goes through life feeling they are overwhelmed or they are going through adversities like a health crisis or a work crisis where their health gets affected. So those are the women that I help with, and I think it's become very very rewarding for me, to see this woman because sometimes as humans we always need reminders, right? We need reminders, and we need people to believe in us. So I am just there to coach them and to cheer them on to see what potential is in them.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah. That's so nice. Um, and how do you use, or do you use essential oils in your coaching practice as well? Or is it something that is like integral to your coaching practice, or is it something that you just recommend on the side that if the woman wants to use it, she uses it. If she doesn't, she doesn't.
Well, basically, my coaching practice is actually what I've been through in person. So, whatever I practice, whatever I do, which has helped me, is in my coaching framework
Mashallah.
because it works. It works for me. So,
Yes.
essential oils is one of the elements in my framework. So, there is in essential oils interactions. There is essential oils inhalation because I do breath work as well, and I combine it breath work with essential oil exhalation just to uh to make everything structured and also make everything more effective when I'm addressing their emotions, when I'm addressing their mental state. So it's a very experiential session for my clients because I mean, some of them have not used oils before, and they are sometimes most of them are very surprised at what they
Hmm.
are experiencing because they have never, you know, uh, used it before, and they are amazed that they can see the experience like then and there. So it's something I am very happy to share with everyone because I think there is a natural resource out there which should be tried or should be experienced by every woman.
Inshallah, inshallah. Yes, I think I think it essential oils should be in every woman's toolkit or in every household. Like, you know, I think every household has like a little medicine
Mm-hmm.
kit or something, right? So I think
Yeah.
essential oils should be part of that in every household. Um, well, talking about it, and I think you already mentioned a few of the oils. What, let's say, 3 to 5 oils would you say everybody should have at home?
Yeah, you were mentioning about the emergency kit, like we have the we all have the emergency kit at home. So I guess we should also have the emergency kit for like essential oils, right? I think I have mentioned my oils. So basic oils which I replenish like usually every month is like lemon, peppermint, lavender, cedar wood, and probably another one is pine.
Fine. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
pine because
It's a
I
nice
love
one.
grounding oils. I love tree oils. And we don't have pine trees here in Singapore. But when I smell pine, I feel like I'm in a pine forest,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So it's a very grounding, it's a very calming scent that I really love when I'm trying to wind down or even when I'm trying to do work. So yeah, that is my five oils. And also like pine, besides being that, it's also good for your immunity. It
Yes.
helps with your immune system.
Yeah, it's good for respiratory issues.
Yes, that,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, even if you have these only the five alls, but they are so multi-purpose in a way. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can find more than, I don't know, more than 20 or 30 uses for the
Yeah, yeah,
alls.
yeah, definitely. MashaAllah.
Right?
Nice.
Yes,
Interesting. I
yes.
would myself, I would add also tea tree oil. We use it a lot. I've
Okay,
got
okay.
teenage kids, so all those pimples and everything. Tea tree oil
Yes,
just goes.
yes.
And frankincense. I love frankincense.
Oh, yes. Frankincense, yeah. Frankincense. It's
That's
hard. It's hard, Barbara. It's hard to choose to
it
have
is.
only
I know it is. Yeah.
to choose. Yeah, but frankincense, I think is another must-have because I think you were mentioning about, how potent the smell is. And I think frankincense is one of those oil that I use in the beginning of my cancer journey because I actually ingested frankincense. Okay, I didn't mention ingestion just now, right? But when you want to ingest in essential oil, for me personally, I just ingest Young Living essential oils because the rest I'm not sure what is the content. So
Mm,
for frankincense, it helps with tumors. It helps with cancer. And I think I'm not sure whether you have tried sacred frankincense.
yes,
Yes, sacred frankincense is another level.
it
It's
is.
another level up. Yes.
Yes, it
I
is. It
started
is.
out, yes, I started out with sacred frankincense. And then after I finished a bottle, then I went down to frankincense because sacred is so expensive
It
that
is. Yeah, yeah.
it's like a pain in my pocket. But after I was like stabilized, I continued with frankincense itself.
Mm,
Yeah, but those oils, even though it's such a high price point, but when we are investing in our bodies and our health, it's so worth it.
yeah. I mean, you can't put a price on your health, can you?
No.
Plus, we also said that you need only one drop oftentimes, right? So even if you pay a lot of money for a small bottle, it will last a good amount of time. So, and yes, it is an investment into your
Mm,
health, right?
mm,
So it will come back. You
mm.
will get the benefits back. So I think it's worth it, definitely. Yeah.
Definitely worth it. And I feel like,
Mashallah.
I mean, aren't we the investment to be made in? I think we are worth to be invested in that sense, right? Because
Yeah.
Allah made our bodies perfect,
Yes. Subhanallah. Yeah.
right? So I guess it's our amanah to keep,
Yes.
to take care of. And I think our bodies deserve the best.
100%. I'm so glad you said it because um, I try to spread these messages as well. Our bodies, our health is our amana. That's something that we are supposed to be looking after
Mm,
the
mm,
whole life. Not
mm,
not just when we get ill and something goes wrong and then we start taking care, right? So it's really, really important. And from that perspective, if you look at the money that you sometimes have to pay for essential oils, supplements, homeopathy, or other things,
Mhm.
it then you can then see it in different perspective, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's a question in the
Okay.
chat. What else can you use frankincense for?
What else? Frankincense, I also use it
For everything.
in my face serum. It's good for skin, especially mature skin. It
Mm.
helps to, even out skin tone. It helps to make the skin radiant, actually. Um, Frankincense, it helps you when you diffuse. When you diffuse frankincense, you will have this, you feel calm. And
It's
it also helps,
grounding as well, isn't it?
yeah, to grounding as well, correct. And I think sometimes even when I recite the Quran, I have my diffuser, and this like amazing scent like makes me more focused, makes me more like I can feel it in my heart, you know. So it has a lot of grounding. It has a lot of focusing aspects to frankincense. And I think even like in I think our society previously, I think frankincense they call it the luban also,
Yes.
this right this luban,
That's the resin, isn't it?
the resin that they use and they like burned,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
to help scent the house. So that
Mm.
is what frankincense also used. But for of course for us, when you have the oils, you don't have to burn. Just diffuse it with water, and you can have the whole house
Yeah,
smelling so nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Inshallah.
it's also good for the respiratory, for immunity, right? It opens up like somewhere I read or somebody said that it like when you breathe it in, it like opens your airways and it helps with the breathing, it calms it down. So we use it if we have like coughs and colds in over the winter, things like that. Then we diffuse a bit of frankincense here and there, and it's quite nice. It's quite nice
Mhm.
actually. Yeah, it has many uses. I think frankincense, same as lavender, for example, is quite universal that you can use it for lots of different things, more or less for the whole body, the whole well-being, mental, spiritual, physical, everything. Um, and it's quite well tolerated. So even for, let's say, babies, if you need to use it, uh, that would be one of the, like, let's say, gentler oils to
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
All
amazing.
right.
Yeah.
What else? What else did we not say? We are reaching the end of our time.
Oh wow.
Um,
MashaAllah, time passes by so
it
fast,
does,
Barbara.
isn't it? Especially if you talk about a nice topic like this.
Yes, exactly.
Um, so before we close, ladies, if you have any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Um, and before we close, for maybe for when any women listening to us, if they feel like exhausted, if they feel overwhelmed or disconnected from themselves or whatever, um, or they don't know where to start even on their journey, what is one small change you would encourage them to make? And that may or may not include the essential oils.
Okay. I guess for me is to practice breath work, to practice breathing. I know it might seem silly because everybody breathes, right?
Yeah.
But but let me tell
But
you, I think a part of my story. A part of my story is besides having cancer, I there was a time when my lungs collapses. I could not breathe on my own.
mm,
So I was on the machine.
oh,
I think
subhanallah.
10 days. I had a tube in my mouth. So I
Wow.
couldn't breathe on my own. So it was such a very humbling experience for me. And because being on the tube for 10 days, I actually forgot how to breathe, Barbara. I
Mm.
completely forgot how to breathe, and I had to relearn how to breathe.
Mm.
So breathing, breath work has been one of the pillars of my coaching program, because I know all of us breathe, but how we breathe also makes a difference. We shallow breathe when we are stressed, when we are overwhelmed. We are not getting the oxygen to our body. And that's where all the other unwanted things come up. But when we breathe properly, when we breathe intentionally, we have a flow of oxygen to our body, and that's where the body flourishes.
Mm.
So when you ask me that question, I think for me, basically, is to breathe intentionally. I have a couple of ways of doing breath work. The most common one is doing box breathing, is where you inhale for 4 counts, then you hold for 4 counts, and you exhale for 4 counts, or even longer, or even 6 counts. Because once you do that, you are also regulating your nervous system. Because when we are stressed out, when we are overwhelmed, when we don't know what to do, your nervous system is not regulated, is haywire. That's why you feel confused, you feel lost. So the simplest way to do, and everybody can do this, you don't need any tool, you don't need any equipment, is just to breathe.
Yeah.
Just sit quietly by yourself. Just take 5 minutes, or even 1 minute for that matter. Just pause. Just inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4. Or you can even exhale for 6. And then you'll feel a difference then and there, inshallah.
MashaAllah. That's such a beautiful ending for our talk, MashaAllah. Barakallahu fiki. And yes, it's so, so important. It's such a simple thing and automatic that we do all the time, 24/7. And yes, if we just pay a bit more attention to how we breathe, and that's another topic that I could talk about for hours, about mouth breathing and all those issues, how that is problematic. But if we focus on proper breathing through our nose and be a bit mindful about it, that can change so much, subhanallah. So barakallahu fiki for this pearl at the end and for the whole talk. It was really, really beautiful, and almost as if I had all these oils around me, mashallah. Very nice.
Allah. Perhaps one day you will, Sister Barbara.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
So there are no more questions in the chat at the moment. Barakallahu fiki. Have a lovely evening. Everyone else who is in other parts of the world, have a lovely rest of the day or night or wherever you live. And inshallah, we will be back soon with another talk. Jazakallah
Inshallah.
khairan. Have a lovely
Thank
day.
you.
Assalamu
Thank you,
alaikum
Barbara.
wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sorry.